Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Bossian, and welcome back to another one of my videos. And today we're going to be talking about Samantha returning in physical form in Der Eisendrache. We recently learned that the castle is going to be called Griffin Castle, and the moon was called Griffin Station. So the last time and the only time that we saw Samantha in physical form was inside of the pyramid, aka the MPD on the moon. And after you did the Easter egg, she would trade souls with Richtofen, so she would get a second physical form and you would play as Samantha in Richtofen's body. And after that, the story for the original 4 was just never continued. I mean, the story was continued, but it was continued back on Earth, and nobody really enjoyed that story. Nobody cared about the transit character's story. It just really made no sense, and it essentially just screwed pretty much everything. So what really happened to the original 4? Did they just die on the moon? In the trailer for Der Eisendrache, Jason Blundell mentions that the storyline is coming to some sort of a conclusion or resolution.
Chapter of our zombie story, we'll be introducing episode 4, the Eisendrache. This is the first chapter in an epic time-traversing zombies odyssey, introducing new concepts, but then also bringing it to a conclusion. We're incredibly excited to answer a lot of the questions the community has, bring some sort of resolution to a lot of the torment that we put our fans into, and then also maybe introduce some new concepts to have them puzzling out into the future.
And I made a video talking about this in the past, and I really had no theory or anything about it because I just had no clue what he was talking about. But this time around, I do believe that I might be on to something at least. So what is the biggest question that you have ever had about the zombie storyline? Personally, for me, it has always been the fact that we don't know what has happened to the original characters back on the moon. Some of you are obviously going to say that it really doesn't matter because we have a new set of characters who are in an entirely new universe. It obviously does matter because they are going back in different timelines and killing numerous Richtofens. Some of you might argue that since Richtofen was killed in the beginning of the Giant, that moon will have never happened, but you gotta keep in mind that they have killed numerous Richtofens across numerous universes in numerous different points in time, so it definitely does matter. What if they are going to Griffin Castle to end that timeline? Maybe they're trying to kill the Richtofen that had Samantha's soul in it, so maybe they're trying to kill Samantha this whole time? Probably not. That's just a theory though. This map has an obvious connection to the moon, being the fact that it's called Griffin Castle and the moon was Griffin Station, and the fact that we got a new moon loading screen indicates that the moon is somehow involved with Black Ops 3, whether it be with Der Eisendrache exclusively or maybe some sort of a remake in the future. A real quick thing I wanted to point out was the fact that the new moon loading screen has no Griffin Station on it, and that Samantha is no longer on the moon. And it looks like she could be on Mars or something like that. Because if you look at it, it's red. And I don't think that we're going to Mars for like DLC 4 or something like that. But that would be pretty cool. Anyways, people are saying that this might be a reskinned version of Moon, but as a castle instead. So, you know, it could be, considering its name is Griffin Castle and it has the rockets below the actual map, just like the moon did. Now, going off of the trailer, I don't think that it looks similar to the map's layout of Moon. It just could possibly be a moon again, but I really doubt it. It was just another theory that the community made, so I wanted to throw that out as well. Now, what I believe is that it is two facilities that are connected to each other, and the Griffin Castle is sending the rockets up to the Griffin Station, which is on the moon, so that's why the rockets kind of look similar. It's almost like a similar layout as well, so I do believe that these stations have some sort of a correlation together, that they're working together, and that maybe these rockets were sent up to the moon, so maybe that's why the rockets look similar to the ones on the moon. What if the original crew is going to meet the new original crew in Der Eisendrache? Because Griffin Castle is definitely connected to Griffin Station, so the characters might have teleported from the moon to the castle, because these stations are definitely connected in some way, shape, or form. I mean, there's no way that they are both called Griffin Castle and Griffin Station. It doesn't make any sense that they wouldn't have any sort of correlation there. So it could be possible that they might transcend universes and meet each other there in that castle, because maybe, you know, the original characters teleported to the castle because, you know, those stations are connected. But then again, it wouldn't make sense, because in the new moon loading screen, there is no Griffin Station. But then it does get complicated, because maybe in some universes, maybe the moon station exists and maybe it doesn't exist. It just gets really complicated, and the zombie storyline is really just effed up. I mean, it is, honestly, you gotta admit it. But you know, these theories, you can never discredit theories, because you really don't know what's going to happen. So could it be possible that the original characters are coming to Griffin Castle, because again, the stations might be connected together, and for some reason they might have decided to come to the castle? And what if Samantha is inside of Richtofen's body, and of course it would take place after the Easter egg was done? So maybe they transcended dimensions, universes, whatever, and maybe they somehow ended up in this map, because again, I do believe that somehow this station is connected to the other station on the moon because of the names. And if that's not the case, then I'm hoping that it will have some sort of a different narrative, and it could be this. What if the frozen one that was mentioned inside of the tomb is going to be Samantha? Because if this is an alternative to Griffin Station on the moon, being the fact that the Griffin Station doesn't appear on the moon loading screen, it could be a new Griffin Station in a sense, because this could be a Griffin Castle. And just looking at the layout of it all, it just seems as if it could be some sort of a remake of the moon map, but just reskinned. And maybe instead of making a station on the moon, the Nazis or whatever, the Germans, wanted to make a station somewhere on a castle or something like that. It gets really complicated. And what if we're going back to the moon in a sense, but it's going to be a castle this time? And what if everything that happened on the moon is going to happen in this map? And what if Samantha is going to be there again? What if she's going to be in another pyramid, or another MPD, I guess you could say? And what if she is the one that they are talking about on the notes in the giant map in Shadows of Evil? All of those notes, they're talking about a frozen one, and you could see the tomb posters everywhere clearly. So there is obviously something happening in the ice caves of this map, and I do believe that it could be Samantha again, because just the correlation there. I mean, the fact that they gave us the name of the castle, the Griffin Castle, it just gives us so much room for theories. And I do believe that maybe it is a possibility that Samantha is coming back in some way, shape, or form, whether it be in Richtofen's body, or she could be in another MPD sort of little pyramid thing. So she could be in the ice caves or something like that, and it could be a tomb in a sense. I don't know. It's just really complicated. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about here. I'm really kind of rambling on, but Jason Blundell clearly said that we are coming to some sort of a conclusion and a resolution of sorts, and I do believe that he is referencing the original timeline, and that somehow we will finally learn what happened to the original characters back on the moon. Because with Black Ops 2, we never really finished the story. We were never really satisfied with it. So what if this is what he is talking about? I would really love to see it come true. So that's gonna be it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this really weird and complicated video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a rating, please subscribe, and have a wonderful day. See you later.